What's going on YouTube? West Hobbies RC. So today I'm bringing you a review, first impressions, and gonna go over the all new Banggood Kopaqi Delta wing. So this is an FPV wing, Delta wing. Banggood sent me this aircraft for a build review and flight review on the airplane. So I did the build and I'm going to post pictures of the build and I'm gonna put them in here. So we went over the build. It went together very simply. I mean, it is a great price kit. It goes together like a puzzle. There's no instruction manuals in the box. There's no just a decal sheet and all your parts that you get in the box. So the wings will slide on, as you guys already seen. There's a screw here and a screw here. The wings are removable. Your elevons are already attached. Now they do give you two areas, so you have to cut which side you want. If you want long elevons, you would cut it here. If you want shorter elevons, you cut it here. I opted to go with the long elevons. Now I built this how the kit comes from the box. So I used all the kit control horns, push rods, easy connects. Everything is an exception of this is just the bare foam kit. Now this is an FPV style wing. So this wing has a lot of, now I don't fly FPV, but I know a lot of you guys that watch my channel do fly FPV, and a lot of people fly FPV. Now this wing is priced right in at $50, and now it comes just as the kit again, but at $50 it's a great price. The foam is very strong. It's a nice feeling wing. You have your spot at the bottom for your camera, your antennas, lots of airflow. You have a huge, massive battery bay. So there is no build videos or pictures online of this thing really. But Banggood sent it to me for a build review, and that's what we are doing. So Banggood, thank you for sending this to me. I greatly appreciate it. So now we have a 4S 2200 graphene, zippy graphene battery in it. Now this is like a light for say setup. There is tons of room in here. You have room for days. Now I have multiple different 4S packs that we can try on this thing. But right now, with the 4S 2200, we are running a Hobby King 40 amp ESC, and of course Spectrum AR 410 antennaless receiver. My absolute favorite little receiver. I think they're around $30. They are fantastic little receivers. You can put them in almost anything. Small, lightweight, XT60 connectors. Now, motor-wise, we went a little different than what was recommended, just because this is what I had. This is a motor from the E-Flite F27, and it fit right in the factory area. You've seen in the pictures, and I went over that already, but We just had to do a little bit of foam carving to fit this motor. I believe it's a 10 to 15 size motor. It's the same length as the motor they call for. It's just a bigger diameter. Again, it's what I had. We're running a 6x5.5 prop, I believe this is. This is the exact motor prop combination that came on the E-flite F27. Servo-wise, again, E-flite F27 servos. I believe they're 17 grams. We did have to cut a little bit of the foam to make them fit, but they're Metal Gear servos. You can put 9 grams in here is what it calls for. So now bottom of the wing, okay? You'll see here it comes with fiberglass rods. Now I epoxy all my stuff together. I like using epoxy because it's a stronger glue, a little heavier, but I like epoxy. So when it comes to the structural stuff like the fiberglass or carbon fiber rods, epoxy it together. So now you have a fiberglass rod that runs in the wing here, and you have a little short rod. So your kit's going to come with 2 short little fatter rods, a long fat rod, and then you're going to get 2 of the same equal length skinny rods, and then you're going to get 1 long rod. That 1 long rod you cut in half, and that goes in the wing section here and here. And then your little plastic tabs glue in. So now I use this stuff, my grandfather always called it 1,000-mile-per-hour tape, reinforced fiber tape. But I just ran a piece along the joint. Now, my one thing I will tell you, if you never plan on taking this thing back apart, glue it together. I highly recommend, if you never plan on taking this thing back apart or making the wings removable, I would say replace this carbon or this fiberglass rod that goes through the whole length with a solid carbon rod and go from wing to wing with 1 solid rod. Get rid of the 2 little joints. I would highly recommend just 1 solid rod if you plan on never taking this back apart. So I would glue the wings on and I would run 1 solid rod. It would give you a very strong, there's a little bit of flex in the wing. So it would just give you a stronger airframe. You can see that other center section rod right here. You do get your magnets in the kit. Again, this is box stock. How I got it from the box they sent me, I used everything exception of they didn't give me electronics. So I used my own electronics, and you can use a wide variety of electronics. So again, your hatch fits on very nicely. You have plenty of battery room, magnets in the back, tongue in the front. You got air holes, front, rear. Nice little pull tab. You can pull from here, pull from there. So now let's try a couple different battery sizes. Oh, CG. So now you have no mention of CG anywhere on this airplane. So where I found it to balance is exactly at the back of this line here. So right here, and I will get you guys a measurement from the tip of the nose. I will edit it into the video. And to right here, I'll get a millimeter measurement so you have a measurement to go by. I did some glide testing, and that's where it balanced out at. So now let's try some different size batteries. So you have a wide, huge bay here. Now, if you're doing FPV, I know a lot of this is going to be taken up by cameras and sensors and all the stuff that you use for FPV. I don't do FPV, so I'm not worried about that. But now we have a Nanotech 3300 4S pack. Fits in perfectly. The only thing I did was I did not use the Velcro strap that they include in the kit, because I like the straps where you can crank them down and really secure that battery in place. I also removed a tiny bit of foam on each side here so the bigger batteries will fit down in there width-wise. But we have a 4S 3300, so now we have a big battery, so 4S 3300 fits. We also have a Pulse more square pack 3300, so you'd have to remove a little bit of foam, but you could really get that weight all the way up forward and still have a 3300 pack. And we also have a Zombie 4S 5500, and that battery fits down in there nice and perfectly. So now you even have a really big pack, and that way if you are doing long range FPV or you want a lot of flight time, you can fit a 5500 4S in here, and it's still really light wing, and you have a huge battery. So you have a very big selection of a battery bay. I'm going to Maiden flight and do all my flights on a 4S 2200. I'm happy with the 5-minute-ish flight, and it keeps the wing very, very light. But if you're doing FPV, long range, and you have a huge selection of where, you can move your battery all the way back here if you're running a lot of stuff in the nose, cameras and all that stuff. So now we know we have a huge selection of batteries. All right, so we got it all binded up. We have our control set. So now I don't personally fly with dual rates and or expo, but for the purpose of this video, I did set up dual rates, triple rates. So 3 positions. So for elevator and ailerons, I have 25 millimeters of up and down travel on high rate. And then a medium rate is 20 millimeters of up, down, left and right travel. And a low rate is 15 millimeters. So I have 25, 20, and 15 millimeter rates. So now that may change depending on your flying style and your particular setup, but that's where I found a good baseline, and we will see in the flight. So now let's go fly. All right, maiden flight. That was uneventful. Quarter throttle. Actually flies really good. We're at high rates, 100% all the way around. Makes a cool sound.
Timer stop.
All right, we'll slow it down. It's actually a very good flying wing.
Timer stop.
I hope we could see it on the video.
Should be able to.
Can't see anything.
Should be able to see it. 4S 2200. This is a perfect little FPV wing. No trim needed. It might be ugly, but it flies really good. Oh, I lied. You need like 2 clicks or something.
Oh! Oh!
Whoops. I don't know what that was.
Let's go see.
Well,
That was an moment.
yeah, it might have exceeded the speed of the airframe.
You think so? It was going really slow.
Yeah, definitely might have exceeded the speed of the airframe.
Oh yeah, because you were flying it pretty hard in for a moment.
Well, let's glue it back together and try it again.
Did you look at the bottom?
The battery.
Yeah.
What?
It's cute. That should be the new way it comes.
Hold on, we need our foam pieces that are stuck down in here.
Oh, they're buried.
Don't litter.
There's another little one here.
All right, hot glue time.
Take 2. A little bit of hot glue, a couple minutes worth of work, back together. This time we won't fly it fast.
That's the best part about foam airplanes.
Timer stop.
We're just gonna do cruising, what it's made for. It's made to be flown FPV. It's not made to go fast. No problem with the airplane itself, it's just not designed. Have to strengthen and modify.
Timer start.
The one thing I would modify if you were gonna go fast is stronger elevons.
Timer start.
So we're just gonna do a nice cruising flight, mild aerobatics.
I lost it.
I know my wife got the best part of the crash on video.
I freaking missed it. I had to see it for myself.
We're literally just cruising it around.
Timer stop.
We're gonna set it down because that was something really weird.
Oh, a jerking like that. That was neat.
Yeah.
All right, attempt number 3. So we found out that it was a bad ESC that caused the crash, not over speeding the airframe, because it really wasn't going that fast, but it did the same thing where it shut down twice and tried to dive. So, new ESC, let's try this again.
It's no fault for the airplane at all. It was actually a brand new ESC, so I'm surprised that it had issues. But new stands for never ever works, so. But this is a very fun wing. And they're cheap. You'll have a link in the description below. It's my affiliate link, so every time you guys purchase anything through that link, it helps me out. It shows Banggood that I am doing something. So regardless if you guys want to buy this airplane or whatever, anything on Banggood, just go through the link, purchase it, and it helps me out, gives me a commission, and shows Banggood that you guys got it from my channel. But if you want this wing, it'll be in the description below. And I think they're $50 for the foam kit, and you can get them in sale for around $40.
Time remaining 4 minutes.
It is an awesome little wing. And as you guys seen, it held up to sticking it in the ground at a ridiculous hard impact. A little bit of hot glue and it's back together.
Timer stop. Timer start.
And it slow flies great, so it'll make a really good FPV wing or just a regular toss it around wing. I'll use it just to fly for the heck of it. Now that I've already crashed it, now I'll fly it and beat on it, because I can't do no more. There's a tree there.
Yeah, we don't want to take two to the
Timer
crash.
start.
No, we definitely don't want that.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
My guesstimated CG is perfect. I mean, that's hands off. We'll do a hands off pass. Level, hands off. No diving, no climbing. And I do recommend just using the stock recommended size motor that they call for. No need to overpower it. It's not made for that. It's made to be a lazy day flyer. And we're just cruising around at just under quarter throttle. Am I giving you a hard time, Dave?
No. I did lose it once. Every time it flips, it gets like dark and it's so thin it just blends in the sky.
Yeah, and that's the problem with Delta wings, is that they look the same top and bottom.
Yeah. No, lost again.
You're doing a great job, Dave.
Well, it's the damn sun.
All right, let's go ahead and set up for a landing. So we're gonna go under the sun here. We're gonna try to land on our feet. Let me get out of your
Timer
way.
start. Timer stop. Timer stop.
Sorry, people, for my shaky hands.
It glides forever. I want to land it at our feet.
Timer stop.
As I'm giving all your watchers vertigo. Yep.
Close enough to our feet. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe to the video. Remember, link in the description below if you want to get one for yourself. Take care.